To my creative time with Emma, and also welcome to this fabulous Peachy Keen blog hop. Oh my god, I don't even know where to begin. Every single set that came out, actually I say this all the time because Kathy is just amazing. She is one amazing lady. I don't know how she does it, but anyways, this release in particular, I truly loved. Okay, I'm just going to kind of quickly go over them all with you really fast before I show you how I designed my cards in my Gypsy. This first one here is the wide-eyed bushy tail, and this is what I used for one of my cards. Isn't this so super cute? I love it. That one, and then here, this is the first one here is the 1 1/8 inch, which I used for the card, which is that Peter Cottontail is on his way. That card I use that set for. And this is the one, the assortment set here. Same thing. That's with that. And then the next one is the one I'm actually giving away on my blog. So thank you so much, Peachy Keen Stamps, for actually sponsoring all of our blogs. So if you're watching over at YouTube, you need to come back to my blog to go ahead and leave a comment and a way for us to get a hold of you. This is the stamp set we'll be giving away, that I will be giving away on my blog, and I also made a card using this adorable little froggies here. But make sure you visit all of the design team's blogs because Peachy Keen Stamps sponsored all of us, and all of us are giving away a different stamp set from all the stamps that were released tonight. Okay, so that's the one called Mark and Sharon Love Frogs. Super cute. Oh my god, and this one is a personal favorite of mine. It's not only because I have boys, it's just, this is just so super cute. I cannot get over how cute this one is. This one's called the Boy Mates, and this is the one I used for my little pirate card that you saw on my blog already. The size is, this is the 1 1/8 inch size, and it also comes in the assortment as well. Okay, so it's almost like a little version of the princess, but they have them for little men. Our little princess. I'm sorry, for our the little prince in our life. Okay, so that's the Boy Mate set. And let's see. Okay, the next one here are, oh my god, I think this is going to be next to my favorite, Everyday Faces. This one is called the Wide-Eyed Kids. OMG, this one is to die for. Adorable. Look at how cute this is. This is the 1 1/8 inch, and they also carry these in the assortment package as well. Aren't these just way too cute? Oh my god. It seems like every single set they're coming out with just keeps getting cuter and cuter. Okay, so those are all the faces. Now to their adorable image stamps. Okay. So super cute. Check out this adorable one, the St. Patrick's Day. Look at how beautiful that is. Isn't that pretty? That's the first one. And here goes another saint. This one's called Cheers for Green Beer. Yay! Okay, isn't this adorable? Look at how that mouse couldn't get any cuter, can it? So super cute. That's the next one. And then we have my favorite Valentine Day. This one's called Valentine Sweets. Look at how cute this is. Real super cute, and you even get two little faces on there too, so you could kind of put them in the little hearts or however you want to do it. Super sweet. And then this one here, can't get any cuter than this. Look at that, the Valentine Cupids. How adorable are these? So don't forget, definitely visit all of the other design team blogs because you need to see, looks like we all used a different set, and this way you'll be able to see all the sets showcased tonight because the Peachy Keen stamps will be available tonight following the blog hop. Okay, so anyways, that was it for the stamps. Let's go ahead and get to one of my cards. The first card I'm going to show you is going to be this adorable one right here. Peter Cottontail is on his way. I'm going to go ahead and show you how I put this, how I designed this one here in my Gypsy. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get them here. Okay, what I did for this one, I went ahead and I went to that cricketsearch.com, which I love. Great site. I like the search feature on my Gypsy, but sometimes you have to get the right wording. And if you go to cricketsearch.com, you could go ahead and find something, and they will bring up the little manual for you, and they'll let you know which page it's on. So I knew I had an egg somewhere, so I found it, and I had a question on where do you, say for example, if you put a whole bunch of images on your mat and you're not sure exactly where the image came from, I'm going to show you right now. So just make sure your image is highlighted. You're going to go to the overlay. Now I know for sure it didn't come from B as a boy. So what you want to do is just take your stylus and then kind of just hold on over that, and then it'll pop up. I got that one from the Easter 2000 Cricut cartridge. Alright, so super simple. And I'm pretty sure I explained this in my Gypsy how-to video series. I'm just not sure exactly which video it was, okay? So anyway, so that's how you find out which where the image is from. So this here is sized at, I have it sized at 5.09, but you could also, if you don't have a Gypsy, you could also size this at just 5 inches would work as well. So I want to make a shape card, so I'm just going to go ahead and get that. I'm going to go to my Advanced tab and click on Copy, and I'm just going to bring it right above it. Okay, and then I'm going to click on this feature right here. And this is just going to flip it, just like so. So it could go, so when it opens, it's going to open, you know, like that. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of maneuver it to get it right over perfectly. You see how it's overlapping just a tad? Let me zoom in for you here. And to zoom in, just go ahead and click on this top button, tap your screen. And you see how it's overlapping just like so. So what you want to do is just make sure whenever you make a shape card, just make sure you want to group them together first. So this is the little grouping button right there. And you click on everything until it turns blue. And then you click on your Advanced button and make sure this one here is yellow. That's your welding button. And to make sure it's welded, you click on your eyeball. And you'll know it's welded when everything on the outside is in red, and then the inside, when it's shaded gray, that means that part's not going to cut out. Okay, so that's how I made the base of my card. And to zoom out, just go ahead and click this once and it'll zoom out. Okay, so I had actually designed this on page 2, which is layer 2. So I'm just going to, and then what I did is I turned off the layer on the first layer so you won't see anything else in the background. I didn't want to confuse everybody. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to my layer 1. And what I did was I got another egg, which is going to layer on top of that card we just made. And this is sized at, let's see, 4.78. But of course, if you don't have a Gypsy, you could go ahead and size that at 4 3/4. And then I got this cute little bunny here. This is going to go right there. Isn't that adorable? That bunny is from Create a Critter, and he is sized at 3 inches. So what I'm going to do, actually, you know what? Let me move this over. Let me turn on the little eyeball for layer 2 so you can see how this card's going to look, okay? So that's going to be the layer that's going to go on the front of my card. And here goes my cute little super sweet bunny. That's Peter, by the way. He's going to go right there. He is sized at 3 inches. And then I have this one here. Now this little banner, let me click on it and let me see exactly where I got it from. I can't remember at the moment. I got it from Twinkle Toes. That cartridge, if you don't have it, my friends, it is a must-have. It is. They have some really, really amazing cuts on that one. It's definitely a must-have, like I said. So what I did, I went ahead and I turned off that little, you see this little, let me zoom in so you could see it there. Okay. You see this little link right there? If you turn it off, you have the ability to make it custom size. Okay, so what I did, I put, and this is your real dial size button there. And so what I did is I had actually made it real dial size so I could make sure it fit my sentiment. So what I did, let me zoom out for you, sorry about that. So what I did, I knew I wanted to use my Color Me Happy stamp set, and I wanted to use Peter Cottontail was on his way. I just went ahead and took out that stamp, and what I did was this is it right here, I just measured it, across and up and down, and those were the measurements I used for my little banner right there. So I figured if I measure it perfectly, it'll fit perfect on there. So what I did, one of them is cut at 2.30 by 1.5 inches tall. I'm sorry, 1.05, and then the one that I actually stamped on. And what I love about my stamps as well is that you could like grab your sentiment, for example, and also with all of the Peachy Keen stamps, because if you notice, there's some super sweet sentiments on their new sets right now. So what you could do, you could just go ahead and you grab your stamp and you could curve it just like so on your acrylic block. You see, like that, and that's how I was able to get it into that banner. So just a little tip there for you if you weren't sure how I did that. So anyway, so that is the layer that's going to go. This is the layer I actually stamped it on, and that one is sized at 0.90 across, and then, I'm sorry, 2.16 width, and then the height is 0.90. So this is going to go like so. And this is the layer. It's going to go right up there, and that's where I stamped my sentiment. Okay, that's how I designed my first card. Super, super simple. Now let me go ahead and show you how I designed my second card. Okay, for this one, I actually used this cartridge right here. This one is called B is for Boy. This one also is another one of my favorite light cartridges. Really, really sweet one. And it doesn't mean you have to, because everybody always says, oh, I don't have boys, I don't need that. Trust me, there's a lot of girl cartridges I have, and I don't have girls. But this one has some really cute, cute little cuts on this one. So what I did, as soon as I saw that stamp set, the boy stamp set, the one that's called Boy Mates with the little cross on his eye, OMG, I knew I needed a pirate boy. So I got the B is for Boy, and I used that little pirate boy right there, and of course I hid his face. And I used this here for the base of the card. So I'm going to go ahead and show you right now how I did it in my gypsy. Okay, here we go right here. Let's go ahead and start with layer 2. And I'm going to turn the eyeball off on layer 1 so you don't have to see anything in the background. What I did was I got just those two, actually I just got one square, which is right there, and I copied it over. The square is sized at 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, and I just kind of just moved it up there. And let me just make sure, yeah, they're even. And what I did was I grouped it all together. So you just want to make sure you click on them until they turn blue. And then you click on your advanced feature and make sure this feature is turned on, which it is. When it's yellow, that means it's turned on. That's your welding feature. Click on your eyeball. And then I'm going to go ahead and zoom in for you so you could see it. Okay, you see how everything on the outside is red and this is gray? That's not going to cut out because that's where you're going to score your card. Alright, so what you want to do, so that's the base of the card that we're working with. Okay, and let's go ahead and go back to layer 1. And what I did here is I got that little posted stamp image. Let me move this little guy here. And this is sized at, let's see, I have it sized at 3.99 by 4.39, but you could easily adjust that to, like, let's see, the card is at 4 1/4, so you could go ahead and do this at 4 inches by 4 inches. I was just, that's if you don't have a gypsy, you could do 4 inches, okay, and that would work as well. Okay, so I just got that little posted stamp image and put it there, and then I got this amazing little boy here. So what I did was I clicked on Advance and clicked on Hide Contour, and you see, I'm going to go ahead and show it so you could see it there. These are the two things that I hid because I knew I didn't want the patch over his eye or this little thing right here. It's like a little, it was like, I think it's a little scarf he had or something like that. So what I did was I just hid those two. Okay, so let me click on Hide, and let's go to the next one. Let's click on his little eyeball. And we're going to hide that because, of course, we're going to stamp it with those brand new, super adorable peachy faces. And with this one here, that's his hair. But if you could see really closely, these are the stripes to his shirt with his little wooden leg. I hid all of that because I knew I wanted his hair to be brown. Then I didn't want to cut everything else out in brown. I didn't want to waste paper. That's what I love about my gypsy, because it's a total paper saver. So anyways, I only did that in brown. And then I got the second, and I went ahead and copied that over and got another one. Did the hide contour, but instead with this one, I hid the hair and the mouth, because we're not going to use the mouth, because remember, we're going to use our new boy mates, okay? So what I did was I had cut out, these are the stripes and his little wooden leg. I cut those out in red. And like I said, another paper saver, I didn't want to waste my red paper to cut out his hair when I didn't have to, so I hid that right there. And like I said, everything is sized at 3 inches. And here, I don't think I had a, yes, I did hide. I hid the little patch and his little eyeball and his mouth on that one. This is just his hat and his little pants. And this here, I didn't have to hide anything, because this is the skull that went on his hat, and there was his t-shirt. I didn't hide the lines because I knew I was going to use those little stripes to cover them up. Okay, so pretty much basically what I did with this one, I went ahead and I put the little boy there. And then all of his layers are going to go there. And what I had did for that one, I used this punch right here. And I used my brand new stamp set called You Had Me at Chocolate. And I used the one that says Be My Valentine on here. And I punched out a heart first, then I stamped it on, and it worked perfectly. Okay, so that's how I designed my 2 cards. That's for, this one was the very first one, the Peter Cottontail's on his way. And of course I used a wobble. You see, isn't that so super cute? I couldn't resist, I had to. So there goes the Peter Cottontail one right there. I used some paper here from, let's see, I believe this is from Paper Tray Ink. And what I did, this already had polka dots, so if you haven't been to my blog before, I'm a huge polka dot lover. I love polka dots. So anyways, this paper had polka dots on already, but I seen a card that Miss Jenny Kozar had made with my stamps. Thank you, Jenny. Anyways, she had actually embossed her pattern paper, which I've never done before. I said, oh, what a great idea. So that's what I did. But the thing is that when I embossed it, you could kind of see it kind of faded out some of the polka dots, but that's okay because it gave it a different look, and I thought it still came out super cute. So Paper Tray Ink, and also the Paper Tray Ink the ribbon is also from there, as well as all of the cardstock. This is fine linen, which I love, and the button, the twine, everything. And then I use the craft colored cardstock for that. Okay, and then this one is my favorite one right here. My little boy mate, isn't he so cute? My little pirate. I made it look like on the set when I had got it, Kathy, the way she colored it made it look like he had a black eye, so I just had to do that as well. Super cute. Everything, so like I said, I just got that punch stamp, be my Valentine. Put that down first with the little, I used the little pop-up dots, and then what I did when I put the wobble on, I'm not sure if you could see this, but I slipped the bottom part underneath the heart. So I didn't put any of the pop-ups here. I kept them on the right, so this way it could still wobble right above it, just in case any of you were wondering. So anyways, those are my cards, and for this beautiful one, I used the top note from Stampin' Up, the die, just to cut out this, and this basically was just a regular, let me see which size this is. This is 5 1/4 by 4 3/4, an odd shaped card, but like I said, I've been trying to get rid of use up all of my scraps, and that's what I did. And for the little thing that they're sitting on, I'm not sure exactly what it's called. I actually used this paint here. This is, it's called Americana Rider, and it's the Citron Green, and it's really sweet because it has a really thin point, and you're able to paint it in there perfectly. I didn't use a brush, actually. I actually just squeezed it on, so it worked out perfect. So anyways, everybody, sorry this video was so long. I kind of want to just walk you through how I did all of these cards. Oh, and I colored it in with Copic markers, just in case I didn't mention that, and added lots of bling to it. So anyhow, I hope you enjoyed my cards. Don't forget, hop along to everybody else's blog, leave comments, because there's definitely lots of peachy awesomeness to be won out there. Have a great night, everybody, and I will see you back here tomorrow for another Throwback Thursday, but on a Friday. Have a great night. Bye-bye.